How's it going, LinkedIn friends? It's Drew Stratton with Xcitium, Channel Sales Director for the Ohio Valley and Southeast markets. Back for another episode of Two with Drew. Thank you for tuning in. So, I've got another guest this week. It's someone I go way back with for several years. It's a partner of mine based out of Birmingham, Alabama. It's Daniel Beckworth with White Oak Solutions. And I wanted to have Daniel on today to share how he's been able to break into the cybersecurity world with his clients, solving their problems, addressing their needs, and also share a little bit about some of the things and topics he's hearing out in the marketplace. I felt like this would be a good way to share some best practices with my community here. So let's jump into the interview. Daniel.
Chat.
That's another episode. Let's don't get into nicknames just yet. All right, Daniel. First and foremost, thank you for wearing the Tottenham jersey. That's brightening my day. It is definitely a fun time if you're into the other form of football, as we also call it, soccer. Reason I had you on, not just to talk about soccer, but more importantly, talk about your business and your strategy around supporting your clients, their cybersecurity strategies, their initiatives, their pain points. You've been at it for several years now, and I thought you would be a great person to have on to kind of talk about how you broke into it and kind of what you're running into today in regards to the conversations you're having or the needs that you're hearing from your clients around cybersecurity. So if you don't mind, just a quick overview of your business, your model, and how you approach supporting clients in your part of the country.
Yeah, so I'm based out of Birmingham, Alabama. We've got a large population of end users based across the Southeast, but also coast to coast, east to west, south to north. We've got customers across the whole country. We are fortunate. So we have an engineering as a service, um, tech-based consulting agency. So what that practically means is we have traditional OEM resale. We're resellers. We have professional services around security, networking, public cloud, and contact center. And we help engage customers with their as a service or MSP cloud hosted solutions through our modern distribution channel. We're agnostic, so we are technical first. Everyone on our team is technical, and we prioritize engineering talent over sales talent so that we can create an agnostic environment by which we can help an end user discern their needs, help them select ultimately what is the best solution that they can possibly get, and then help them implement it and support it for the life of the product or service.
And for someone that's maybe coming into the world of cybersecurity as adding that as a feather in their cap or a solution or something they can consult with, and they've probably come to the more traditional telecom, UCAS, CCAS world. What advice would you give someone like that that's trying to break in into adding that capability or that talk track to their offerings to their clients and prospects?
Yeah, I would say though, it's just a time investment. We're all capable of learning new concepts, and if you'll make the commitment and put the dedication in, like you can be extremely competent with security services. IT is like building blocks. That's part of why I love it. It's like a complex system that goes on and on and on. So there's infinite things to learn. I think that the people that are served best by this career path are naturally curious and they like learning. So I would say an easy mechanism for the traditional agent or channel ecosystem, if you want to pivot into security, is focus on networking. So, for example, like here's some light reading that I'm doing. I know you like it. So, dude, just go get a CompTIA Networking Plus study guide, and dude, learn advanced networking. Advanced networking and security are like kissing cousins, right? That's why you see. So, like, it makes sense, right? Like, if you'll focus on the networking, you'll learn a lot that you already like. It makes sense based off of your background in the telco world, and then you can build on those blocks until you have this foundational understanding of how security works. So, bite it off in chunks. Take your time, learn the content. But listen, it's something you got to learn. Like, commit to it, put the time in, and you can be great at it.
Great advice. One other question for you here. So you've been doing it, as I mentioned, a couple years now. So I think you've gotten deeper and wider into those conversations with your clients and with your prospects. What do you feel is the most common topic or concern with your clients or prospects today around cybersecurity?
Yeah. So, in the industry, we know that insurance and compliance drive a lot of security change, right?
Hmm.
That is what it is, such as life. We found the number of compliance needs elevating at a rapid pace, specifically around CMMC. So,
Yeah.
we service the DoD contractor space. We love that space. It's really cool. It's fun. They do cool stuff, so it's fun engagements.
Hmm.
But what I'm seeing a massive trend with is the commercial accounts that we have that are having to adopt CMMC, whether they're a steel manufacturer or they're a heavy machinery retailer, or they're an international construction company. They service someone upstream or sell some type of good or service upstream that touches someone in that federal government ecosystem. And as a result, those compliance standards for CMMC, they're going to have to eventually adopt. And by the way, that's painful. It's
Hmm.
expensive and it's very time consuming. So we've spent a lot of time consulting around that recently, but we also love it. It's fun for us.
Yeah, that's a great example. And there's a lot of different types of acronyms or abbreviated types of compliance that a lot of different industries have to adhere to. When you start to drill down into the specifics of those levels of compliance and what the technical requirements are, you come to find a lot of similarities between those different types of audits and compliances that they have to adhere to. And so it really comes down to a lot of the same types of solutions, maybe just some a little bit more specific or a little bit more tailored to whatever industry they're operating in, like in CMMC. Well, Daniel, I appreciate your time. Thanks for the ever enlightened advice and jumping into the thoughts of I consider someone somewhat psychotic, but also really, really smart as well. But thanks for joining us, and best of luck out there. And I'll see you. I'll see you in person here soon, I think. So there you have it. I want to thank Daniel Beckworth with White Oak Solutions for joining me for this week's episode of Two with Drew. I encourage all partners, vendors, everyone in the IT sales channel partner community world to follow Daniel along on his LinkedIn profile. He puts out a lot of useful content on his blog around partner vendor engagement and management of those relationships, and a lot of other best practices. Be sure to check him out. That concludes this week's episode. Thank you for tuning in. Please comment, suggest any other future content you'd like to hear or see on this on these shows, and I'll be sure to check it out and try to get that incorporated. Have a great weekend. Stay cool. I'll see you next time. Take care.